Happy Monday, Bengals fans, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien, and, well, I hope your Monday is going better than your Sunday probably did. Bengals fall to the 49ers in overtime, 26-23, but you know that already. Look, there's a lot I want to discuss, especially having slept on it, and I come back to one thing, and it's not Darius Phillips, it's not Stanley Morgan, it's not the offensive line. It's not Trey Hendrickson's injury. It's not Jesse Bates' dropped potential pick six that would have sealed it. It's Zac Taylor. It's the Bengals head coach because he's the play caller and he's the guy that took the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands. I can't get over it. I can't get past it. I look back, I rewatched the last sequence. I haven't rewatched the whole game yet, but the last sequence, basically the entire fourth quarter offensively, in overtime, offensively, I don't know what is going on. I don't know why Zac Taylor thought it would be smart to take the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands. You're going to hear from the Bengals head coach coming up in just a second on that very topic. But to me, Joe Burrow, what he did is what the great ones do. And it's what the most encouraging thing from Sunday is not much had gone the Bengals' way. And they were down 20-6, and they're going up against a defense with a good front and a good front seven, and they had 6 points through three quarters and in 5 minutes. And then number 9 put his cape on. You know who does that? Great ones. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, great quarterbacks do that. And Joe showed that in the fourth quarter in overtime, completing 11 of 15 passes for 210 yards, 2 touchdowns. He showed it. And Jamar Chase showed it. That they can be clutch, that they can be counted on in big moments in front of essentially a national television audience. Most of the country saw that game on CBS with the 425 kick. And I'm sure they were entertained, but they should have probably seen a Bengals win. No, not because the Bengals outplayed the 49ers, because they didn't. Not because, Cincinnati was necessarily the better team on Sunday, but because they had the better quarterback. And that quarterback went into a phone booth. He found a phone booth downtown and put on the Superman cape. Suddenly, Clark Kent became Superman. Joe was there. And boom, he brought you back. And then you said, I'll take that. I'm going to hand the ball to Joe Mixon. Again, the Bengals were rolling. Burrow was 11 of 15 for 210 and 2 touchdowns. In overtime, they had scored on touchdowns on 2 of their last 3 possessions, right? The 17-yarder to Jamar Chase, the 32-yarder to Jamar Chase. It's 20-20. You win the coin toss. You're moving downfield. First to T. Higgins, right? 26 yards. Then a handoff to Joe Mixon gets stuffed. Then you find C.J. Uzomah on what was basically a screen for 23 yards. You have the ball on the San Francisco 26. First and 10, 26 yards away from pulling it off. Score a touchdown, the game's over. Trey Hendrickson's, injury, it won't matter because your defense doesn't have to go back out there. Stopping George Kittle won't matter because your defense doesn't have to go back out there. Trying to out-scheme Kyle Shanahan won't matter because your defense won't have to go back out there. And you know what happened? And by the way, what was one of our keys to the game? One of our keys to the game was offense. If your offense is doing well, guess what it does? It puts pressure on that 49ers defense. Or offense, and they're not going to be able to do what they want to do. Well, in this scenario, the Bengals controlled their own destiny. Go score the touchdown, end the game. And Zach got tight. That's what happened. Ball at the 26-yard line, run to Joe Mixon, 4 yards, run to Joe Mixon. Okay, so now with Riley Reiff out, Isaiah Prince at right tackle, guess what? Everyone knows you're throwing on 3rd and 3 because you ran back-to-back plays. No deception, no trickery. Burrow gets sacked. Boom. There's your ball game. Look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. You don't need to be Phil Jackson to know, hey, Michael Jordan should get the ball in crunch time. You should get the ball to Kobe Bryant in crunch time. He's already got 50. Let's see if he can get us 53. Let's see if he can draw put the dagger in him. That was Joe Burrow. And Zac Taylor said, no, Joe, we're going to go with the other Joe. And by the way, I have no problem with Joe Mixon giving the ball to Joe Mixon or his talent or anything like that. But he was cooking. Burrow was cooking. They couldn't stop T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and Jamar Chase. They couldn't stop them. And for the first time this season, it felt like all three guys contributing. And what do? You get tight. You clinch up a bit, which we saw in week 5 against the Packers as well in overtime. And it cost the Bengals the game. And here was Zac Taylor afterwards on if he will regret or second guess the idea of taking the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands in overtime.
That's one that'll keep you up at night, of we got a quarterback that can win us a lot of games. And, there's maybe one more pass instead of a run there. Sure, if we hit that run, I feel great about it, but we didn't. And so then you go back to hindsight, and I'm sure I'll feel a lot of that tonight.
I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And the farther away I get removed from it, the more I question it. And I wonder what the hell is going on. Zac Taylor is supposed to be this offensive whiz. And something he said there, well, if the run, instead of a run there, if we hit that run, they hadn't hit on any runs. Mixon's longest run was 17 yards, and most of the time, it was 2 yards, 3 yards. Samaje Perine, same thing. The run game wasn't moving. You know what was moving? Joe Burrow was moving. And I don't get it. And so, a couple things. One, should Zac Taylor still call plays? Or is it Brian Callahan time? I think there's a legitimate discussion that could be had about that. 2, are we sure Zac's the guy? Are we sure? Why? Because he won 7 games? Okay, won 7 games this year, got off to a 5-2 start and a 7-4 start. That's great. They've dropped 4 of 6. There was just over 50,000 people, or at least tickets sold to Sunday's game, which to me, when you have a winning record and the playoffs are on the line, shows that Cincinnati hasn't bought in to this team. Well, certainly buying to Joe Burrow. I think the defense has played well enough to believe in it. I think that the offense has been up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And that's the thing, is Zac Taylor had Joe Burrow rescue him from what would have been, again, if they lose 20-6, he's going to get a lot of blame anyway. It's just different. But Burrow said, no, coach, I got you. I'm superhuman. I'm Clark Kent, right? I'm Joe Burrow disguised as Clark Kent, disguised as Superman. He put on the cape. And, that was Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's wearing number 1. Suddenly, Jamar Chase went from dropping the ball to making 2 amazing plays. T. Higgins, 3 straight games now where he's balling at a high level. Tyler Boyd with multiple nice catches. Suddenly, it came together. And Zac Taylor said, I don't need rescuing. I'm going to go down with what got us to 20-6. And I just don't understand it. The more I'm repeating myself, but it's insane to me that happened. And we'll hear from Zac Taylor on Monday afternoon. But I think there are legitimate questions now. I think Zac has something to prove over these next 4 weeks. Because what if they finish 8-9? Is that good enough? Is that acceptable? Oh, well, yeah, James, they won 2 games in 2019 and 4 games in 2020. I don't give a damn what they did in past seasons. This team has too much talent to lose games like they've lost this year. They're better than people expected. The defense is better. Jamar Chase is better than I anticipated and has made so many big plays. T. Higgins is cooking. Joe Mixon leads the NFL in rushing attempts. By the way, Zac Taylor still thinks it's not enough. And he's got this team is flawed, but they have these star superhuman talents that can overcome it. But coaching is getting in the way. The other part of this, as far as coaching goes, last week it was a Jamar Chase drop that led to an interception. This week it was 2 Darius Phillips muffed punts. Turnovers, undisciplined, you have the unsportsmanlike, or the taunting penalty, which I don't agree with the rule, but you can't have that happen. At some point, the message has to get through, and they have to play a clean brand of football. Otherwise, who do you blame? You have to blame someone, and it's a bunch of different players. It's not one guy. It's 53 guys that seem to make a mistake here, there, and everywhere. And so you got to point to Taylor. Again, Joe Burrow tried to save him. He tried to be superhuman, and I think he would have. Superman to Batman for 6. Superman to Batman for 6 more. Suddenly it's a tie game. Oh, no. Hey, Superman, off the field, hand the ball to, I don't know. I don't want to make fun of Joe Mixon because it's not Mixon's fault. The line was getting no push. You were doing the 49ers a favor. And they did the 49ers a favor. And that's why Jimmy Garoppolo, by the way, in overtime, 6 for 6 on that final drive. Jimmy Garoppolo. Kyle Shanahan trusted Jimmy G. Meanwhile, flip it, Joe Burrow, 2 for 3 in overtime. And had 2 for 3, let me do the math, 49 yards, 2 first downs, ball on the 26, doesn't throw the ball again. If the Bengals don't make the playoffs, Zac Taylor, at the end of games, his play calling, his decision making is going to be a big reason why they don't make it. For more, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Plenty of videos coming your way in the coming days. And shout out to everybody. I saw a bunch of people at the Tin Roof. You guys came out, said hi. I took some pictures. A lot of fun seeing each and every one of you. So if I see you in public or you see me in public, always stop me and say hi because I love meeting all of the Bengals fans out there. I rambled, I ranted. Let's be honest. Zac Taylor cost the Bengals a win. They're 7-6. They're the 9 seed in the AFC playoff race, which, yikes. With their upcoming schedule, it's an uphill battle. We'll keep you posted every step of the way, including injury updates throughout the week. Make sure you hit subscribe. For our editor, Andrew Fox-Miller, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.